Toto vás dnes čaká, bude to dlhé, ale inšpiratívne popoludnie, takže vítajte ešte raz. A teraz už mi dovolte, aby som privítala našu prvú prezentujúcu, a je to Violeta Luca. I will switch now to English, if I can, because Violeta is an English-speaking person. It's a really special guest. She is our new General Manager, Microsoft Czech Republic and Slovakia. Violeta, are you there?
Yes, hello Marcella, hello everyone. Really happy to see you everyone and to be part of this event. So I would have wished to be with you in the studio, but this will happen very soon as this week I'm relocating in Czech Republic and I will be very close to Slovakia as well, as I will be covering both countries. So first of all, let me say again a big thank you because you are with us today. And second of all, because you are a great partner for us, for driving amazing initiatives for skilling and education in Slovakia, for being able to go through this, challenging year, which was 2020. And honestly, when I think about education, we went through such a disruption last year. And if we can move to the next slide, just to set a bit the scene. I can imagine that last year, all of us went through a couple of, let's say, at least 3 stages. The first one was really related to the unsettled zone, when we were feeling anxiety around this COVID crisis, when we didn't know how to react, how to bridge the needs our kids, our teachers, our partners were having in order to deal with this crisis.
Okay.
After that,
Now, I will leave our stage because now, Violeta, you are our special guest. Really, stage is only yours. That's really welcome again.
It was not okay. Hello, everyone. Thank you, Marcella, for opening this great event. Thank you for organizing in such a beautiful way. And thank you very much for the huge partnership from our guests today and from our partners in education environment in Slovakia. I want to thank you also for the fact that together with you, we were able to deal with the crisis last year. We were able to support the kids, to support the students, to support the parents, and of course the teachers. And I must say in the beginning that I am a huge fan of the education environment because I believe that life is really a lifelong journey for learning and for developing yourself. And thinking about myself, I believe that I won't be the one I am today without the amazing teachers I had in my life since I was very, very young. So I have a huge respect for this function and for the impact it's driving in society. And I'm feeling very lucky that I'm working for Microsoft, and Microsoft is really supporting education initiatives, and we were able to build in the country many initiatives with impact to support the knowledge development of the society. But let me take a step back and move to the third slide to really recap what was happening last year. If I'm not mistaken, actually, I think many of us went through at least 3 stages. The first one was related to anxiety, not having predictability, having a lot of volatility around us. It was the unsettled zone when we really needed to understand how we can cope with the crisis, keeping ourselves, our teachers, our partners, our kids, our students safe. It was the moment in which it was not clear. Is it the learning hybrid? Is it remote fully? How we can deal also with in-class learning? So that period, I suppose, consumed a lot of energy. But what I learned last year is that, the community in education really did an amazing job to regrouping itself and finding ways to deal with this complexity and this uncertainty, and moved very fast to what we call the learning zone, in which we learn how to deal with the new requirements, with new demands, in ways that made education possible, in ways that made, learning and growth possible. And now I would say, after 1 year of crisis, we are not over yet. But with the learnings we have, I believe we are in what we call the growth zone, in the zone in which we can really capitalize on the learnings we had, in which we can use the technology to enable our development, our learning initiatives, to enable our connection with the kids, with the teachers around us, with the parents. So it's really a way to use the technology like the enabler for our life and for our education. And let me tell you that I'm spending, on a personal note, 10, 12 calls a day I'm having. So 10, 12 hours a day, I'm having a lot of connection calls with different partners, customers, colleagues. And I must say that sometimes, especially in the beginning, till I adjusted myself, I found sometimes difficult to really keep the attention span very strong and the focus throughout the day. And I was only imagining talking with my friends, talking with some teachers, which are the friends of mine, how we are really making the students, the children, to stay connected and to learn in the most effective way when using the technology. And actually what we realized at Microsoft, together with our Microsoft Slovakia teams, we realized that we really need to put together a set of resources which would make our lives easier. So if we move to the next slide, actually what we did, we created a portal in which we put together all the resources necessary for different audience groups in such a way to support the teacher, the school director, the parent, and the student. Everything in one place, everything which can be accessed very easily, everything which can really enable us in a very challenging time. And we found out that this effort we have made together really paid off, because it helps thousands of students, teachers around the country to really become more effective, to learn the tips and tricks of our technology and to get the most of it. Because technology itself is not really a destination, it's not something to wish to have. Actually, the technology is a mean to an end. And the end is really the outcome of the education system. And if we move further, let me enter in a couple of details. Last year, we have launched Microsoft Teams Academy, a 3-day conference about Microsoft Teams for educators, where we have organized 3 rounds of Microsoft Teams Academy since last year, with having more than 400 attendees per day, being able to connect with teachers around the country. We even had attendance from the neighboring countries, because our content was really useful for teachers to become more skilled and more effective in the way they utilize technology when connecting and when transferring knowledge to the students. And actually, what we did, after 8 hours of Microsoft Academy training, we were able to provide a certificate of learning and to actually provide an acknowledgement of the effort and investment in this training. But beyond that certificate, I think that the biggest win of having this training was the activity itself. Because by knowing how to use technology more and more effectively, by knowing how to engage with the audience even more interactive, making more attractive the classes, the content we are sharing with the people, by enabling collaboration and innovation and creative thinking, I think how I think of this is really humbling, because is providing us the means to connect with the people and to utilize our knowledge to grow the students around us. So if I'm looking at some numbers, actually going to the next slide, actually we reach out to 3,500 people which have attended our courses, and we were feeling very grateful for the level of engagement and also for the level of recognition which this academy had in the country. So I really believe that the investment we have made together, ourselves in the tools and by adding new features to our suite, yourself in learning how to use it, yourself in democratizing the access to technology, yourself by being side by side staying side by side with parents and with students to help them to utilize the technology. All these collective efforts actually helped all of us to be able to enable remote work, remote learning, and hybrid learning, and to enable the creativity creation as well, also in very challenging times. And if we go to the next slide, we can see also how the certificate is looking like, although some of you here today present may have already obtained it. So I really want to thank again for making our efforts and our investments paying off, for giving us feedback, for helping us to really curate the content and make it even better. And before moving on, let me say to you that I am a big believer in the power of partnership. And if we move to the next slide, around the world, there are different communities which are putting themselves, the hearts and minds and the resources together in order to help or to build something very fast. I feel like by the way we engage together, Microsoft Slovakia teams together with you, we managed somehow to build a strong community around educators. We managed to stay connected with students and to help them navigate through these very disruptive times. And this wouldn't have been possible without your cooperation and without your partnership. I want to assure you that going further, Microsoft is here to stay and to support our growth in the country, to support our students, to support the value creation in the country. Because looking further, we are evolving even faster towards a knowledge society. And I think our power to really understand the technology, how we can further support the growth of the society, will make a real difference in the future. So I really look forward to have a great event today. Thank you again to Marcela and to Microsoft Slovakia team. Thank you to our partners and to all of you today. And I look forward to be able very soon, I hope, to have an event in person and to have the chance to shake your hands and to thank you. And thank you for accepting me speaking into English today, for not being really able to speak in Slovak. I will be trying to learn a couple of words and step by step to be able to say even more phrases, and who knows. But till then, let me wish you a wonderful event, a wonderful year going ahead, a lot of resilience and grit, which is important in times of disruption. Thank you. Over to you, Marcela.